joining us. If you don't have a notepad, go ahead and grab one because you're going to want to take some copious notes today. It is a good one. Today is week 6, and we are going to be training on building a high-performance organization. What you focus on will expand. I'm Dawn Marie, the Bullioness. I built out this app for @CostMetals because I fell in love with it back in 2017 when I first learned about it. And it's incredible. So you're going to absolutely love it. And how it works is we'll do a training, then I'll do a demo. I'll open it up to Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat. And then if you want, I can, at the end, you can actually turn on your microphone and ask the question directly. Right now, while we wait for anybody to join us, we do have a question, and it is, where may I get the replays for the weeks 1 through 5? So weeks 1 through 5 can be found within the app under coaching. I'll show you that at the end. So let me make sure I write that down, coaching. And as well, we have them we live stream them to YouTube. So we'll go ahead and post that link in all of our, I won't say all of them, but in a large percentage of our Facebook and Telegram @CostMetals groups. All right, I see Steffi is here. Steffi is upgrade her. She is our tech support from RapidFunnel. This is a white label of RapidFunnel. It's called AdvNav, and we named it that because it's going to help you advance through the ranks with grace and ease. So glad you could be here with us, Steffi. If anybody at the end asks a question that is going to stump me, then she'll be here to help. So let's go ahead and get started. Today I was reviewing the notes, and this one is one of my favorite weeks. So let's stop the share here. Start the share here. And let's see if we got this going right. If you can hear me loud and clear, and if you can see, let's see if I got this correct. There we go. All right. Let me make sure you can see the PowerPoint. Are you seeing a screen that says difficulties on it? If so, type in one in the chat box. That would be amazing. Fantastic. So let's get this party started. Welcome to week 6 of your journey with Advancement Navigator. Today, we're diving into the concept of building a high-performance organization. Now, doesn't that sound fancy? But don't worry, this isn't some corporate buzzwords. This is about creating something meaningful, impactful, and yes, even profitable. Remember, what you focus on will expand. So let's make sure we're focusing on the right things. First, let's take a step back and ask a couple of key questions to yourself. Why are you here? What do you want to build? Seriously, think about it. Are you here to dabble or to dominate in @CostMetals? Because this app, Advancement Navigator, or as I like to call it, your pocket-sized CEO, is designed to take you from 0 to hero as long as you're ready to show up and do the work. So let me paint you a quick picture. Imagine planting a garden. If you water the weeds, they grow. If you water the roses, they flourish. The same applies here. What are you watering in your ACM business? Are you spending time complaining about obstacles, or are you celebrating wins and doubling down on what's working? This is where your focus matters. And the best part, You're not doing this alone. You've got leadership, tools, and a team rooting for you. That's what I love about this industry. Now, let's talk about this app. It's not just a tool, it's a system. Systems are sexy in the world of business. Why? Because they take the guesswork out of success. Think of the Advancement Navigator as your personal coach who never sleeps. You can use it to connect with leads, follow up, share resources, and track progress. And here's the magic. It's duplicatable. If you use it, well, your team will use it as well. And that's where the real growth happens. When your success is being mirrored back to you through the actions of your team. I know it's tempting to think you need to do everything yourself. Believe you me, I've been there. I do it a lot. Trust me. But here's the secret sauce. You're not just building a team, you're building a culture of growth, empowerment, and momentum. You're not just selling precious metals. You're teaching others how to build legacies. This is bigger than you or me. This is about creating generational impact. And let's be honest, doesn't the ideal of being someone's hero sound pretty cool, especially right now with all the uncertainty going on in the world? Before we go deeper into the how-tos, let's anchor in one principle. What you focus on will expand. Your business isn't a hobby. It's not something that you're going to fit in between Netflix binges. It's a living, breathing entity that will grow in direct proportion to the energy, love, and time you invest in it. Jim Rohn said it best. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. So, as we kick off today's training, I want you to ask yourself, am I watering the weeds or the roses? Am I focusing on what's holding me back, or am I laser focused on solutions and growth? Because at the end of the day, whatever you give your attention to is what will thrive. So now let's jump in and explore the principles and practices that will help you build not just a business, but a high-performance organization at Cost Metals that's built to last and will continue to thrive. So starting a new business is exciting, right? Well, let's be honest. It can also feel like stepping on a tightrope without a safety net. If that resonates with you, go ahead and type tightrope in the chat box. Whether you've been an entrepreneur before or this is your first rodeo, starting fresh can be intimidating. And remember, not everyone on your team is going to have the same experience or confidence level as you. Some of them might feel like they just signed up for a marathon without any training. So our job as leaders to make sure you're not only on the starting line, but equipped to cross that big first milestone, getting their first paycheck within their first 90 days. And here's why that's so important. Imagine joining a gym, working out every day for 3 months and not losing a pound. You'd probably think, what's the point? It's the same with business. Until someone sees tangible results, a deposit in their bank account, all this is talk about an opportunity, and it's just theory. But that first check, that's proof. That's a belief. And belief is the rocket fuel that drives success in this business. Now let's talk about how we can make that happen. The secret is called KPIs, which means key performance indicators. I know it sounds like corporate jargon, but stick with me. Think of KPIs as the scorecard for your business. They're the measurable actions that determine whether you're moving closer to your goals or just spinning your wheels. In our world, it boils down to simple but powerful questions. And if you have a pen, consider writing these down. How many people did you share your ACM story with? How many took the next step, like watching a video or attending a presentation? Did you follow up? Did you connect them to a leader on a 3-way call to get their questions answered? Now I get it. Tracking these things and asking others about them can feel awkward, especially if you're new to leadership or working with someone you really admire. It's like asking your favorite celebrity, how many steps did you take today? It feels a little bold, right? But here's the deal. What gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed grows. Let me share a little story with you to drive this home. A friend of mine once joined a business like this, and their sponsor told them, treat your business like a hobby, and it's going to pay you like a hobby. Treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like one. The turning point for them was when they started tracking their daily actions. It was awkward at first, kind of like learning to dance in public, but soon these little actions stacked up, and before they knew it, they were chasing checks and helping others do the same. And that's really what we want to do here. We want to get to a point where we're having financial freedom and we're helping others do the same. The real magic here is when you create a culture of duplication. This isn't about being a superhero. It's about building a system that anyone can plug into and succeed with. That's why KPIs are so powerful. They're not just a tool for accountability. They're a roadmap to success and can be passed down from you to your team, to their team, and so on. Zig Ziglar said it best. You don't build a business, you build people, and people build the business. By focusing on measurable actions and fostering a culture of accountability, you're not just growing your business, you're empowering your team to grow theirs. So let's shift our mindset. Instead of thinking of KPIs just as numbers, see them as the heartbeat of your organization. When you know the pulse, you know the health of your business. And when you know the health, you can make the adjustments needed to thrive. So let's dig deeper into how we can build that culture and measure what truly matters. Let's get into some solutions. And I want you to remember the simple truth. What you focus on expands. We're going to keep saying it because it's so true. That applies to every area of your life, and your business is no difference. So ask yourself and your team, are you focusing on what we can actually control? This is where lead measures or key performance indicators, KPIs, come into play. These are things like exposures. How many people are you telling the story to, and engagements? How many of those people are actively showing interest? Think about it. You can't control who says yes, who signs up, or who buys, but you can control how many times you share your message. And the more you focus on that, the more your business will grow. Here's an example. Let's say you share your business with 100 people this month. Now compare that to sharing with 100 people over the course of a year. Which scenario is going to create more momentum? Obviously, the one where you're sharing more in less time. It's all about compressing your efforts to build belief and create results. This starts with you, your goals, your activity, your tracking. What's your ratio? Are you using apps to measure your progress? And beyond that, how are you supporting your team? This is key. Reward, deserve, not need. Reward, deserve, those that deserve it, not those that need it. Your time is valuable, so focus on those who are taking consistent action. The Advancement Navigator can help you with all of this, from tracking exposures and engagements to leveraging features like the wizard button and the brag tool. This tool is designed to drive the right behaviors. Recognition, competition, and a little bit of fun go a long way in building a strong culture. People aren't here voluntarily. This isn't the military, so love them all, whether they're here for the community or here to build a massive business. This app will help you distinguish between the two, allowing you to spend your time where it matters most. In a moment, I'll show you how to use the app to track statistics and coach effectively. But the key takeaway is this: focus on what you can control. Drive consistent activity and use the tools available to support your team in a way that's scalable and impactful. So let's talk about your challenge for the week, because growth happens when we step out of our comfort zones. First, I'm going to introduce you to the brag button. Once we're done here, I'll challenge you to use it. The brag button is not just about celebrating wins, it's about owning what you've committed to. Next, I'm going to show you to look at your stats, to pull up your stats page and the leaderboard in the app, that's the contest, and share it with someone on your team. And this could be a buddy in the business, your sponsor, your upline success leader. Ask them, what could I be doing better to grow and move forward? It's amazing what fresh eyes can reveal. Finally, commit to an activity goal and share that commitment with them, whether it's 1 new reach out a day, 4 new reach outs a day, or another goal that aligns with your vision. Having someone to report your progress can be a game changer. This isn't about accountability in the traditional sense. It's about collaboration. So let them guide you, tweak your approach, and support you in moving closer to your goals. So here's your challenge. After this training, we want you to use the brag button, share your stats, and commit to your activity goal. If you know what your activity goal is already, go ahead and type it in the chat box, because you've got this. How many a day are you going to be sharing to? And next week, really quickly, before I go into the demo, we're going to be going through personalizing your app, how to make it the best it can be, because it's all customizable. I'm still going to share. I'm just going to go here. Fantastic. This is the dashboard of your AdvNav app. So let's dive into a live demo, starting with my favorite feature, one of them, the brag button. Who doesn't want to brag? This is where the magic happens. So let me walk you through how it works. At the bottom right of your app, you're going to click on More, and you're going to then click on Statistics. This is going to tell you how many people interacted with the resources you shared. So let's say here we have 32 people exposed and 88% engaged with the material. That is impressive. But here's the key. Look at both the lifetime and the last 30 days. If someone has a stellar lifetime stats, but minimal recent activity, that's an opportunity for coaching. You can reach out to them and say, hey, I see you've had great success in the past. How can we get you re-engaged and moving forward again? You know, maybe something's happened, life interrupts. So let's talk about sharing these, how easy it is to share. In the top right corner of the statistics page, all you have to do is click this brag button. And it's going to take a snapshot of what you just had. From there, you're just going to click on the share button. And now it's going to bring up all your options. You can share it by text message. You can email it, Facebook. You can do WhatsApp, Telegram. Based on what you have, you can click on this and even see more based on what you have in your phone apps. It's going to bring up. Now, this is an iPhone, and the menu goes horizontally. If you're on an Android, it's going to share it vertically. So some of you have teams and you've set up Facebook groups or Telegram channels. This is a great place for them to share and, you know, to brag a little bit. And that's going to motivate others. So, for example, you can share your success and spark a little friendly competition. Next, we want to show you that leaderboard that we talked about. I'm going to go back to the home page. This is our dashboard, and it's going to come up here. And this is the November leaderboard. Let me just show you an example here. Let's close that. Okay. So if you are number 5, who is Elsie. You're just behind Chris, Jeremy, and Brian. Why not send them a message saying, I'm coming for you this week? That little push of competition can be highly motivating. And Jim Rohn said it best. You might get 3 out of 10, and I might only get 1 out of 10. But I still may beat you because I'll talk to 100 people while you only talk to 30. The bottom line is that you control the effort and the numbers will follow. Knowing your numbers is empowering, whether your engagement rates, email option, opt-ins, or leaderboard ranks. These stats are going to help you create a business plan that aligns with your goals. For instance, if you know it takes 100 conversations to sign 1 customer, you can set a goal to have 300 conversations for 3 customers, and so on. And here's another tip. The app comes with pre-written resources and invitations. Let me show you that. I'm going to go under the resources, and it's under permissions. These are all our different invites, and you can click on any of them to preview them and customize them before you send them out. Here's one, and it's going to pre-populate your name as the signer. Hey, I found a way to save up to 18% on buying gold and silver. Thought you'd be interested. Can I send you details? So this takes the if out of it. You know, if you're a little bit shy about reaching out to someone, this is going to do the heavy lifting for you. So you and your team can focus on activity, not perfection. Remember, this is your business, and with the tools and leadership support available, success is within your control. So take some time to explore your stats, share them with others, and build a plan to hit your goals. I wanted to show you on the leaderboard that I just created new weekly leaderboards to inspire people. The top 5 are going to show up on who every week. So our at cost metals week runs Sunday at midnight through Saturday at midnight. And here we have Jeremy's at the top for this week, Gary and Chris. So it's going to be different than the November. And week by week, we're going to be able to see what people are doing. And this is where you can use that brag button, just like you did with the stats, and share it and send it into a Telegram group of the team or elsewhere, and kind of, start a little challenge there, get a competition going. So I'd love to hear from a few of you. If you're comfortable, share your activity. How many are you going to do before the end of this week? How many people are you going to reach out to? Go ahead and type that in there. And here's another thing I wanted to mention. When we said that if you know your stats, that it may take you 100 exposures to get 1 person, everybody's going to be different. Everyone shows up with different talents, a different mindset, a different experience from before. And if you're a brand newbie in network marketing, at first, it's going to take you a little bit longer to reach that. It may take you 100 to get 1. But as you do this more and more and feel more comfortable and realize it's just a numbers game, and I'm just going to go through the motions, and I know what to do here. I'm going to reach out to someone with an invite. They're going to say, yes, they'd like to see the information. I'm going to send them the information. After I send them the information, I'm going to follow up and find out if they have any questions. They're going to ask questions I don't know the answers to because I'm not an expert at network marketing or precious metals, nor should I be at the beginning. And when you are honest about that and just say, hey, can I introduce you to my business associate or my upline success coach who knows this information, and they can teach it to you, then you're not only going to have someone that's knowledgeable answer the questions, but that person's also going to do that three-way edification of you. And it's also going to take the pressure off the person that is looking into this, because listen, we all have way too much stuff on our plate to become an expert overnight in something new. And that alone could turn someone off if they think they have to have all the answers. So if we just teach them We have people available that can help you to answer the questions. This is not an ambush. They're not going to twist your arm. They're not going to hard sell you. They're just actually going to answer your questions, find out what your goals are, and give you information so you can make an informed decision. That's it. And once you start realizing that's how easy it is, then you go through and do this 5, 10, 15. You start filling your funnel up, and then people will start, as you have confidence, it's not going to take 100 to sign up one. So that's where everybody has different numbers. Someone that's been doing this a long time in network marketing has this confidence level. They have a circle of influence, and it might only take them 20 to get a yes. It might take them 5 to get a yes. So I don't want to scare you, but this is a great way for you to figure out your business plan. Where do you want to be by January 1st? How much money do you want to be making by January 1st? If you start paying attention to your stats and seeing how long it takes me to, how many people it takes me to get a yes, then you can determine, okay, I'm going to need to like pop this up a little bit. I'm only doing 5 a day. Maybe I need to do a little bit more if I truly want to start creating that residual income. So let's go ahead and open it up for questions. Oh, forgive me. I forgot. I have several things I want to show. Okay, so going back, but get your questions ready and you can type them in the chat box if you want. So number 1, you can go to the More button on the bottom right and find stats there. We want to just show you that there's so much here. Everything is here. So if you need to open a support ticket, that's something I wanted to touch on that's so important. You also don't have to become an expert at Rapid Funnel and Advancement Navigator. In fact, we don't want you to, because that's going to take away from doing the work, the IPA, income producing activity. We want you to tell the story, to focus on that. So if the team has an issue, we want you to focus on letting them know to contact support. And by the way, this is not at Cost Metal support. This is support through Rapid Funnel. We've got a dedicated team and they will help you. If something needs to be escalated, if something does not get done in a timely manner, then you bring it up to your upline, etc. And then they'll bring it to my attention. We'll get it taken care of. But your first line of action is to always go to support if you have a question. Someone earlier asked about where do I find all the past videos, weeks 1 through 5? And that's under coaching. Right here, if I click on coaching, I see a whole bunch of different tutorials available. Funnel Fridays is one of them. And another thing I wanted to say, if you just downloaded the app, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to that More button on the bottom right and come up to Settings. This is Joe Bullion's demo account. We want to make sure that you click on your account settings and that you make sure that your phone number is in there correctly. And like this one, we need to put the United States in here, so the country code shows up. And most importantly, make sure the time zone that you're in is showing up here. Because if it's not, it's going to, the events are not going to show up correctly. So let's save that. The other thing that's super important is here, it says your referral code. We need to make sure that you type in your referral code here, not the URL. So go under Edit, type it in. And if you don't have this in here, this is like super important, then your join buttons are not going to work. And I'll show you what that looks like on a landing page. So make sure you put that in and then you save it. And when you have time, you can add all of your social media links. If you don't know how to find those, Google it. You can get that information. And let me go under resources really quickly. You can't mess up the app. So I want you to click on every button and get used to it. At the very top of our resource library is My Card. And if you click on the one to the right, it's going to show you a preview of it. And this is where, if you have put in your social media icons, then they'll show up here. But maybe you don't want your social media icons to show up. There's, some people that don't like to do that because you're trying to drive traffic to your landing pages. You're trying to keep them focused on going through the process. Let me show you what I mean by that. We have, after you get permission, here's all your invitations. And they write you back and they say, yes, I'd love to watch something. Then go under the peak and choose one of these. This is one of my favorites, the anchor one. Watch them, find out which ones are your favorites. And here is what the landing page looks like. It has the video, and then it has a learn more button. When they click on that, they're going to advance to the next video or page, and there's 12 to 14 pages in this cycle. So essentially, while you're sleeping, they can be babysat and learn everything they need to know about AdCostMetals, come up with a whole bunch of questions. So when you follow up with them, they're engaged, they're excited. Now, they may just say, you know what? I love this. Let's do it, and click the Join Now button. And if it's typed in correctly, it's going to appear right here. And the reason why this one isn't is because I typed in a demo account that's not created yet. Bullion Guy is still available. So I'll make sure on the next one I fix that. But how cool is that? So that's why it's important. And if anybody does get this, then you know you did not type it correctly in the referral code field of the profile, which again is under More, under Settings, and right here. Now, on some of the other trainings, we go into a lot of other detail about the Upline Success Coach and so forth. So I'm not going to go into that right now. Okay, I think I covered everything. All my notes are here. So I am at your beck and call. If you have a question, go ahead and type it in the chat box. But if not, that's okay. Next week, we're going to be talking about personalizing your app. And we purposefully do Funnel Fridays on Friday because our end of week is on Saturday at midnight. So after this, you're fired up and ready to go. You got about 36 hours before the end of week. And so that's why we purposely do this, because maybe you've had a slow week. Maybe you got a little distracted. Maybe you're a little behind. And so today and tomorrow are your days to expose people. And speaking of exposing, there's these stats right here that are important. Exposures mean when you send something out to someone, how many times have you told the story? Engagements are actually what we're looking for. Engagements are that they actually watched the video that you sent, filled out a form, completed a survey, took an action. We want to make sure that these numbers are similar, meaning we don't want 1,000 exposures to 28 engagements. If that's the case, your statistics are going to go down. And let me show you here. When you come here, this was the first one we were showing you is total engagements. This also is going to show you resources open. In this scenario, we have 18 cent. In the 18 cent and 94% open rate. That's fantastic. So that means like 17 of the 18 were opened. That's lifetime. However, something's going on because in the last month, Joe Bullion has only done one. Got 100%. That's great. But we need those numbers up. And it also shows the email opt-in. This is going to show that 27 email opt-ins were sent and only 48 opened. We want that number higher. And so what you can do is go under the contacts and let's click on, see if Jennifer has an email in here. Yes, fantastic. What you do is this is called the customer card. And you look down here and you see if they're on an active campaign. And typically, you're not going to want to add them to a campaign until they've told you, no, I'm not interested at this time. And then you're going to follow up with them and say, the follow-up question would be, can I keep in touch from time to time when I find an article that I think is really good in the industry about precious metals that you've got to read? Can I go ahead and send it to you? And so they say, yeah. Periodically, you can do that. Fantastic. So you're going to then want to, once you get the okay from them, let them know the system's going to generate an email. So they have to opt in. And I like to handhold them. I'm going to tell them right then when I have them on the phone, I'm sending it to you right now. So I'm going to click this and I'm going to put this precious metals one on and I would assign it. In this case, I'm not going to do that because Jen is not going to know it's coming. And then I would tell Jen in a real world scenario that it's coming. Can you go check and see if you got it? And then they look for it. They got it. They click on it. And then it's going to show that they have opted in here. It's going to show that they are involved, that they are in the campaign. Let me go back to show you what the campaign looks like. I'm going to the home page. All of these banners can be clicked on. So if you click on campaigns, this is the precious metals campaign, and this is actually going to show you the schedule and what's actually sent. So you can see that on day 15, a Costco email is sent out. You're like, oh, that's really cool. And on day 155, this email sent out. And these are generic precious metals industry emails. We don't even discuss at Cost Metals because the founders of Rapid Funnel have found that in the industry, you don't want to actually talk about the company. You want to talk about the industry and create the need and give them the solution. So that's why we do it that way. We also have another campaign that I've just created for welcoming your affiliates. And so you can actually add your own team to your Rapid Funnel. And as they join, you can put them on here. And as they opt in, we have a training on this, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but this app is so powerful. After you get 10 people that opt in, you then open up and unlock the ability to write personal emails to your team, to your contacts. That is powerful. This program, this app is free to use, and it's not a bait and switch. You could be on it indefinitely. Here's what we believe. We have a premium version that's packed with all the bells and whistles, the full enchilada for only $24.95. And we believe that we'll prove to you that you're going to have so much success in closing the deals that it's going to be so valuable that you're going to want all the added features and you're going to upgrade. That's what we're banking on. So keep that in mind, because just this feature here is going to eliminate your need for constant contact or any other email service. So start adding that up and you're going to be saving hundreds of dollars with this app. It's custom. And we'll go into next week personalizing it and how you could actually personalize it more to suit your needs. It's phenomenal. All right. Well, you guys are amazing. No questions. So we'll go ahead and finish it out. Do join us. Get your team on here. I'll be posting the link for the recording in all of the Telegram and Facebook groups momentarily. So love to see you and your team here next Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern for week 7 of Funnel Fridays. Thank you so much for joining us and see